Sorry that took its time. People are just in a rush these days. Now, where was I? Oh, right. I won't say much here. I'm too afraid of ruining the story for you all. I'll let it play out, though, as it was once told before.
Allow me to explain myself. It all started in a galaxy right here, about a decade ago.
Wait a second. How long will this take?
Ha! It might take a while.
Okay, well... Colin, get the popcorn.
On it.
Jane, get the bowl. I'll set up the chairs.
Roger that, Chief.
While they prepare, here's a message from this episode's sponsor.
Are you sick and tired of constantly tripping on that one lump of dirt in your backyard? Then you're in luck. Now, don't get too hasty. You might trip all over again. Today I'm here to tell you about a new product from the Garden Demolishers. I hold in my hand a small, easy to carry item which, if used correctly, will solve all of your problems. That's right, all of them. This small metal disc, once placed over said problem, will destroy it. How, you ask? With this disc comes a ball-like object that fits nicely in one's hand. This ball, once thrown at the disc, will cause it to explode with a fire of 10 hells. Problem solved. Find them in your local black market today.
Everyone ready?
Yes, sirree.
Most indefinitely.
Can you just get on with it?
Alright. Imagine this. There's a ragtag group of 10 astronauts who were known as the Deciders. Their job was to decide on whether to colonize a planet or harvest its properties. They land on just another bit of unfamiliar territory that's built of sand and rocks. They spread out into two groups to do their job. These two groups were formed of 5 members each and were known as the Colonizers and the Destroyers. Now, imagine I'm in this group of colonizers. My job is simple and direct. So my team and I do our research on the planet. The Destroyers do the same. By the end of a set 3-day period, we had made our decision. Destroy the planet through mining it whole. It sounds harsh, I know. But that's what we were paid to do. So we got to mining. Got the equipment, got the plans. It was going to be a month's worth of work. If you haven't realized by now, we are about to mine this planet whole. Had there not been any difficulties, your so-called Birdo 3 wouldn't exist. Now, where was I? Oh right, the mines. We were a fair way into the mines before we found the problem. At first it was a strong heat signature that wasn't detected on our planet scans. It then turned into a metropolis of architecture and spaceships. But mainly, and this was the real problem, there were massive numbers of aliens! Now, I don't know if you guys have seen aliens, but they're a sight for clear eyes to become sore eyes. They were small, about half the size of a normal human, and had big, bulbous eyes. Most importantly though, they were grey. A weird grey for that matter. Due to them being everywhere, and obviously for that matter, inhabiting the planet, we had to apply our backup maneuver. This maneuver was to destroy all unnecessary life if the planet's resources were required, or if said life was hostile to our kind. Not too long after discovering these creatures, we found their main base. We discovered that they didn't speak English too, which didn't make things easy. We had to act fast before they led a full attack on us. So we shot first. In a final stand, myself and 2 comrades took arms and went head first into what ended as our last fight. It wasn't too long into this battle that I lost my remaining comrades. There are also hundreds of them still alive too. I waited for a few minutes before attacking, and that's when I heard it. I thought it was an explosion at first, and boy, I am glad I was wrong. I turned around to smoke and fire. Not of a burning aftermath of war, but of a spaceship flying away. They were escaping, leaving all the rest of their ships and equipment behind. Off they went! You're probably wondering why I didn't just leave on my ship. I went straight back up to the surface to find my ship and base in a fiery heap of smoke. Those bastards destroyed everything I had left just to make a safe escape. For the last decade, I have been living in that base of theirs, waiting for rescue. You were my rescue. Now we're all trapped here.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but did you say they left behind all of their remaining ships?
Yeah, they did. Why?
Why didn't you say so earlier?
Are you thinking what I'm thinking, Colin?
When are we ever thinking the same thing?
True. Though, I know this time that you're thinking what I'm thinking.
We just found our escape from this planet?
That we did.
Finally I can get home.
Hold on a second, guys. Raukor, why exactly haven't you left this planet in the decade you've been here, if there were ships that you could have used to escape this whole time?
Don't know how to fly stick is one reason. The other is that I kind of want to make a restaurant here, you know? Just in case anyone needed to stop for a nicely made meal.
Think of it this way, Colin. If Raukor hadn't have stayed here, we would have probably died here.
Jane, Raukor being here is the reason why we're here. That is, if my memory serves me right. So, we are here because he didn't leave.
Oh, I didn't know that. Raukor, you son of a...
Jane, no need for such language. Now Raukor, you fucking cocksucking wanker. Excuse my rudeness. Where would we find said spaceships?
Does it matter? No one but them can fly those ships anyway.
Oh my dear friend, you forget. I'm a pilot, as professional as one can get. I will be the one to fly us out of our problems on this rock and set us into the oblivion that is space. So I'll ask again, where the hell are these ships?
If you follow Raukor, I shall take you to them. Make sure to put something warm on, yeah?
Why? It's not gonna be cold, is it? I hate the cold.
Oh, it'll be a little more than cold. Yeah, you'll survive it though, don't ask me how.
How much farther is it? Because if you didn't notice, I'm neither a fan of long walks or the cold.
Ha! You can always stop walking and speed up the rate in which you'll freeze. Or you could keep walking to save your life. No matter which, it's very close. Around this corner, you'll find a gaping hole, which is the cave. Then it will be another 5 minutes walk until we've reached the base.
Great. We should have brought a car or something.
Ha! Like a car work in this gravity. Jane, you have such a wild imagination.
At least they're being optimistic, unlike someone.
Who's not being optimistic?
Ah, I thought Jane was. Sorry, must be mistaken.
That's okay. I would have expected myself to be much less optimistic than I currently am.
I also haven't cleaned in a while. I feel a little disoriented, a little woozy. Must be the lack of toxins.
That's alright. We'll get you cleaning in no time. We're getting much closer now. I can smell it.
Oh, is that what it is? I thought it smelled a little odd and non-rust-like.
That would be my base. Ha! Here it is. It looks like shite. Should have cleaned, but hey, like I expected anyone.
Especially after that decade of solitary confinement.
Especially after that.
It could use a little DIY, if I'm being modest.
Care to be a little more modest?
With pleasure. I need to clean this hole.
You do that, Mark. Once you're done, meet us at the ship.
Which one?
What do you mean? Oh, wow. Those are beautiful. So many ships. So red. So finely crafted. Hell, one of those could take us off this damn rock.
I told you, they left them behind. It's always been a fondness of mine to look over them. They remind me of the Thunderbird 3, only in shape and colour though.
You really weren't this specific. There's a whole fleet here. This is making me question how strong the men were.
They were the mightiest of all! Now that I think about it though, they were insanely strong, and then again, so was I.
Emphasis on the was.
Hey, why don't you choose a ship?
I think I can do a step up from that. Not to take your command, Mark, but why don't you go clean the inside of ship number 8? Jen and Raukor, you two go back and forth from the hab with a collection of our belongings. I'll stay here and repair the ship if it's in need of repair. Then I'll figure out how to work it. Everyone good with that?
Ah, Captain.
Sure.
I can't hear you!
Sir, yes sir.
Better. Maybe you could take that hover-like mobile that's behind you.
My words escape me.
Forgot about that too. Ha! How silly of me.
As much as I hate moving all this stuff, at least I'll have a larger area for my plants.
You sound very excited. That's good. I'm glad I can make you feel that way.
Don't blow it, Rao. You still got us into this mess, and until we get out of it and off this planet, you should be weary.
How many times must you argue with people, Jane?
As much as I want to.
I'm banning you from arguing until we get off this planet.
Good luck with that. You know, you could step up your job as a cleaner. I can see all kinds of grime and dust on this ship.
I'm gonna pretend like I didn't hear that. I'm gonna go check on Colin now. Gotta get up this ladder first. I'm climbing the ladder. Still climbing. Still climbing.
I get it, just hurry up and go.
And I'm up.
Huh? What's up?
I am. I am also wanting to listen to my show.
Just go. No one's stopping you.
I wanted to listen to it over the PA system. Does this ship have one of those?
It does. Let me test it. Hello? Sorry. Wow, that was loud. How about this? Better?
Better?
Awesome, thanks. Mark is going to put on this podcast through the system now.
Okay. Indulge yourself in another spectacular episode of Stop Listening, I'm Talking.
Hello everyone, welcome to another installment of my book club show. My name is Pro Reader 101, and today we are talking to the Always Suspicious Guy about his new novel, I Was Sure I Was Right. So, Always Suspicious Guy, what inspired you to write this novel?
Well, I believed it was about time I went public on the matter.
If I'm not wrong, this is the matter of your life story.
Indeed, well, you see, I have always accused people of, wrongdoings, completely unjustified apparently, but, though these have mainly been incorrect accusations. In my book, I explain my most distinguishable accusations and for which of them I was, arrested for. I can't find a nice way to say that.
Your novel surrounds the theory you had just before your court trial, which you wanted to use to get out of your current mess.
That is correct. I will admit it was pretty messed up scenario too. I guess it's not every day that you suspect that your elderly neighbors are a part of some kind of a blood cult that, murders kittens, steals children, so on and so forth.
How did you explore this theory of yours?
Well, I was thinking about how I wasn't looking forward to court on the Tuesday and how I wanted to escape from it all. So, instead of just sitting down and resting the weekend off, I wanted to figure out if someone was actually doing something wrong. It had to be unjustifiable what they were doing, completely inappropriate and illegal, just complete stuff that would make you vomit. Positively suspicious behavior had to be shown, like the type of behavior that was coming from my neighbors. These days, who isn't suspicious of their neighbors? But I knew I was correct. Just like every other of my accusations. I'm always right. From my window, I could see them walking down the street, wearing dark-colored pants, black hoodies, and worst of all, white runners. I got my gear on and went straight out the front door. I had to look casual, you see. I followed my favorite spy movie cliche. I had a newspaper in front of my face, which failed because I forgot to put holes in it to see. Did add a nice Sharpie mustache though. I thought it looked rather dashing. Not too long after dumping my amazing mustache at the local homeless shelter, I was nearing my targets as they were nearing their destination. It wasn't too long after they stopped in at their local retirement center that I started to doubt myself. I went home after 3 hours of waiting. Shortly after that, I realized they hadn't come home either. My suspicions came rushing back, just like how I rushed back to the retirement center. It was closed and all locked up when I got there, which either meant I was wrong or that they were close by. I searched around the facility. Nothing. I went back to the center. Nothing. Until I saw it. I was making my way back home again when I passed the local community center. There was a dim light, like a torchlight, like the sort of light you see in the distance on the horizon, just a little bit before dawn. Which caught my eye. I wandered in as quietly as possible. Then I heard the voices. It was only a rattle, then numbers at first. Then I heard that word, which was all I needed to hear. Bingo! One of the voices yelled. I called the local police, but they wouldn't listen, so I did the next best thing. I videotaped it. I walked right in on their game and accused every single one of them for playing this illegal game of bingo. Vile. I probably should have made a backup plan because they all came towards me in a fury of canes and walkers. And that one woman with the poodle. I was scared shitless at first until I realized my advantage. I was young, fit, and could run. They were old, fragile. Couldn't beat a tortoise in a race. Using what was left on my phone data plan, I uploaded the video to the internet and texted a link to the local sheriff. There were red and blue lights in minutes. I was in the local paper the next day.
They called you a local hero, correct?
That they did.
Wow, isn't that a story? You were right and got out of your trial afterwards too. Splendid.
Actually, no. I was put in prison for about 6 months after I was found guilty of escaping house arrest. That's why the police were there so quickly. They were there for me. Not for, the obviously illegal bingo game that was going on, but, not my way to tell the law what to do. They also arrested the elderly folk too, and for that I was partially credited.
Well, you learn something new every day. I hope you all enjoyed this week's show. Stay tuned for more whenever we feel like it. Goodbye.
As promised, that was both interesting and funny. Good show, Mark.
Many thanks, my friend.
You know he didn't write or perform in that episode, right?
Really?
Shut up, Jane.
I'm just saying.
Before you two get into another argument, how about we say goodbye to our old beloved ship?
That's a good idea, Colin. We should collect some more of our belongings on the way back.
I believe we should all say some final words to this here ship. I'll go first. You were our home for many years, many faithful journeys, and many successful deliveries. This one aside, though. I'll never forget the first day I stepped into your cockpit. Your control panel lit up with 1,000 lights in an instant. With that moment, I fell in love.
Aw, how sweet. My turn yet?
No, back off.
Aw.
Where was... Oh yeah. It took a few years to get completely used to you. From the irregular bumps, though we were in space, to the ghostly sounds you made in the laundry room.
Not to be rude, but that was Lance having some fun at your expense.
Figures. Though I never caught your name, I'll always remember you as the ship. Seriously, the amount of times Lance said that, whether through shouting or not, it found a special spot in my heart and mind. I'm done now. Mark, you have your say.
Thank you, Colin. Oh, Missy, Missy, Missy. You were in my life for so long, and now I must leave you be. This is harder than I thought. I will never stop loving you. I will never forget you. And all we've been through together, all those gritty imperfection of yours that I had to clean up.
I think it's time to go now, Mark.
No, I will never leave her.
Mark, you idiot! Come back here!
I can never leave her.
You might want to catch up with him, Colin.
Alright, Mark. I'm coming to get you.
I've never really cared for you that much. But you made the necessary room for my plans. With that, I can only thank you.
Come on, Mark. We have to go to the new ship. We need to set it up and leave this horrid rock.
I'll never leave her. Go on without me.
Get over yourself, Mark. It's a bit of metal, for heaven's sake.
She may be that to you, but she's the world to me.
You'll be saying that about the new ship in no time. Come on, you're acting like a 2-year-old.
Never!
I think it's about time I take my leave. Sometime in the future, someone will find your remains, and when that happens, don't think of me. Think of your life instead. Your life in space, the freedom you once had.
You realize it's an inanimate object, right?
Oh, forgot you were here. Yeah, I know it is, but I still loved it. It was the perfect home for my plants and I. Did I ever tell you how I was recruited onto the ship?
You didn't, no. Mind telling me now?
Nah, save it for another day maybe. Let's go to the new base.
Think the others will be okay?
They'll catch up. Eventually.
Come on, Mark. Ow! Why are you throwing toiletries at me? Wait, was that one used?
Leave me alone. I'll shampoo your ass to death. You hear me?
Why do I have to put up with this shit? Fine, I'm leaving without you. Enjoy your end on this dusty rock.
Colin? Hello? It's getting lonely out here. A little cold too. Hello? Hello?
Hi, I'm Julian Myers. I'm the creator of this show. It's also written and directed by myself. This show is produced by T.I. Teller and myself. Annie Yu played Jane, Pablo Richardson played Mark, Ryan Avon played Colin, and John Osgood played Ralph the Reasonable. Louis Azuda-Grundy was the voice of our sponsor, and I was the announcer for the miniseries. In Bingo, I played Pro Reader 101, and Ryan played the Always Suspicious Guy. You can find this podcast on SoundCloud at soundcloud.com/RWLivePodcast. Follow us on Twitter at RWLiveRadio, and on Facebook at facebook.com/RWLivePodcast. You can email us at rwlivepodcast@gmail.com. Thanks for listening.